Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Oscar, your chicken man. Hopefully you have a fantastic day, because today we are diving into water. No, into farming. Because with this Riverlands update, we get few new nuance for farming, which make it more challenging, more forgiving, and definitely more giving overall. Gives a lot of different options for future improvements for your colonies, and more options how you want to run your kingdoms. But yeah, first basics. What we do need for farming: simply just choose from working tab your farming patch, and then you place it down here. You choose your type what you want to farm, example corn, and then of course from jobs tab you must have someone on farming. Simple? Yeah, I know. Farming has been on very good state ever since this game came out. Actually, we haven't got any major updates farming, and it hasn't been needed, like example for ranching. And now what we have new things for farming, and at the same time we can check out what we can farm, because we have got over years few new items what we can farm. Example, a lot of these flowers, they were not a thing back in my days, or back in old days. But let's check out example corn. Now we have different farming requirements. How much water we need, how much light we need, temperature need, and then temperature range. And this goes for all these food farming things. And then we have a few options for farming patch itself, other than just type. We can choose, are we gonna harvest it as ripe or never. For meal beans, it's different because there's different kind of options as meal beans. But example for corn, it's either ripe or never. And then if you have option and moment that I have too much food and my fridge is example too full, well, then you can choose, okay, let's not harvest my crops, let them be until we have more space and we actually need those, so they don't spoil unnecessarily. And then this biggest thing what we have now is when we plant. Are we gonna plant them when there's season? Are we plant them always, or are we never planting them? Because earlier farming was only seasonal. All these plants, they have their own planting season: spring, summer, and fall. Example for corn. For pumpkin, it's summer, fall, winter, spring. And that goes if you want build outdoors. If you don't want to manipulate your conditions at all, then you just follow your seasonal growing cycle and that's it. But then, if you want to go underground, choose always, and they keep planting them, or indoors of course, regardless on your season, because you don't need to worry about those. And then once you fill these growing needs, what we have, example for corn, water need is low, light need is medium, temperature medium, and then temperature range 10 to 30, you get best growth rate, which we can see over here example. And now as you can see, this one tile is connect or touch the water, and it's almost 100% water all the time, obviously because the tile is almost full. And everything else is like on good, except temperature is a little bit low, only 52%. It's still inside the range, but 50%. And our growth rate is 1.75. On my few other test worlds, I was able to get up to 3 times growth rates. And I think that was like highest what I was able to. I'm not sure is it like highest growth rate what you can get 3 times, or how high you can go. And then I was checking these moisture levels and water levels, and when you go up here, very far away from water level is 40. And obviously this pile we don't irrigate right now, it stays 40, but while your plant is growing, it dries out slowly, and then eventually your plant can't grow further because there isn't any water. But it seems that 5 tiles from your water source, your water level stays over 40. Because this is not 39, this is 47, this is 60, 60, 73, and 91. So I would assume that these 5 tiles away from your water source, you are completely fine, you're completely peachy, and you can keep growing. Of course, grow rate is 0.75 rather than 1.25 right now, but we don't have light because it's nighttime. But overall, these first 5 tiles should be growing completely fine. If you don't have, example, water for all of those tiles and you want to still grow bigger farms, you can just have 1 row of water in the middle and then both sides 5 tiles away. Don't quote me, but you can test it out and let me know how your testing goes. And then completely new thing. Let's open this water gate. Completely new thing is underground farming. And here we have a little tiny farm underground. We don't have any water right now. We have very little lighting. And this lighting is challenge. Obviously because it's dark. But let's add a tiny little patch here. And put corn, and someone will work with it. I hope someone will work with it. Who is my farmer? I think you were my farmer. Yeah. And now, can you move a little bit? Thank you. And now we can see that this water level is climbing up. Where this water is coming from? I mean, I guess it's just simply humidity what we have in the air that can climb up your tile up to 40%, and then slowly it goes down. So you can't actually. I was thinking you can still grow farming without water, but no, that land will slowly dry out. So you actually need water. End of the story. And then lighting underground, it's of course challenge. We have a bunch of different kind of lightings, or large, small, even these table ones. And if we check recommendations or requirements, for example pumpkin. Pumpkin has low light need and low temperature range. Or temperature need is medium, but range is above 0 and up to 20. So here we can see that light level is 32%. And if we remember that corn level light need was medium, and here we have light level only 10. So these lights, what you can see, they are just individual values for that particular plant. This is something what I've been wondering, that this is exactly as far as this corn from this bigger brazier. Here we have light level 10. Here we have light level 11. So, and then for pumpkin, here we have light level 28, and here we have light level 32. So I'm just wondering that how this bigger, physically bigger light source is giving less light for corn than this smaller light source. And then for pumpkin, this smaller light source gives smaller value, and then this bigger one gives bigger value. And yes, I definitely know that pumpkin and corn has different values, but when I'm comparing these two plants, which are next to these braziers, it's kind of weird, especially here when they are just next to each other. Here this is a little bit further this torch than this one, so but at least here this corn, why it's so weirdly, I don't know. But let's open our gate and see how things flow down. And since we need water, you must get water down somehow. It can be, of course, with pipe it down here, and then close the pipe once your trench is full, or like this, just direct from above through your ground and into your pit. When I was digging this hole, this cave just happened to be here, and it's freaking perfect. And it takes a little bit time to fill these tiles, and once, I assume at least, once this tile is full, and then water flows a little bit too slow on this direction, it will overflow here. And you need to fill this trench a few times, open your gate a few times, because water is moving away slower and you're overflowing ground here. If you don't want to do it, then just take it slower. But this way we can easily fill this trench, and then now and then just refill it, because these plants are using water while they're growing. And now it's overflowing, so we need to just close it and then wait a little bit, and then we can open it again. But now this water level is growing slowly up to 70%. It doesn't go up to 100 if it's next to this trench. Oh my god, monsters attacking? Kidding me? Well, I don't care. They can defend themselves, hopefully. But yeah, indoor farming is working exactly the same way than underground. You need to just take care of your lighting and then water them somehow. My dude is dying. Seriously? Where are you? Go kill it. Thank you. Now we can continue our life. But yeah, provide your light, provide your water for your indoors, and then you can grow plants inside your buildings, and it doesn't matter if it's winter or whatnot. And then of course temperature, because you can't let your crops freeze to death. Few tips for your farming. Since we are not playing Minecraft, my Minecraft brain was like, okay, if I've put water top of my crops, they will just pop out and die. But because it's not Minecraft, you can just flood your field and then close your pump or door or whatever, and then that water just go away, and it will be most effective way and best way to water your plants. If there's like tiny trench next to your farm, it's not that effective than just flooding your farm now and then. And you can just keep eye on your water level. Once it goes, example, below 40, then flood your whole field. And then once it's up back to 100, then close your valves or pumps, whatever you're using, and then it's fine until it needs watering again. Of course, this way, when you're watering it yourself, you need to actually keep eye on your fields. But if you have just your trench next to that field, you can either see visually when water level is lower, or you can just keep it flowing all the time, and then you don't never need to pay attention for your field and water level. And then you can also irrigate from under. So if you want, you could technically fill this block or tile with water, have your farm up here, and then it will humid your field from above or from below, which is pretty cool. You can have very nice clean fields that way, but it's not that efficient than just flooding your crops. Example, indoors, flooding your field is probably best option. Of course, you need to choose where you put your input pipe, so it's spreading most efficiently forever. But probably indoors farming, flooding is most effective and easiest way to actually get water in there. And then, if you were wondering why I have, or if you even saw, because it's pretty dark here, I have wood walls here. I have surrounded this trench with wood walls, and then of course wood floors. And why? This way, like without these walls and floors, water will sink into soil slowly. This is how I managed to pump my whole lake away, because I was pumping water on my soil and it went in the soil, but never back to river or my lake, and then eventually my lake just dried out. So this way, water doesn't go anywhere from this trench except when plants need watering. And then this trench will be empty much slower, and you can just now and then open your valve and fill it, but not that often. So very easy way to save your water. And then again, I'm saying, pay attention for your water source. Make sure you are using this flowing river and not water which is not flowing. Example, this little patch of water. If you irrigate your water or for your farm from this patch, this will dry out. But if you take water from this flowing river which is going through your world, example here now, this will never dry out, because we get all the time constantly more water. And then, as always, few things what I would like to change, or how I would update our farming in future. Currently we don't have any farming info for our flowers. Example, daisy, we have none. Even cotton, where's cotton? There. We don't have any farming info. So different conditions for all these what we can grow would be nice. Grass we have watering. Farming info. Mainly because it's food. Like these all are food except but not flowers and cotton. So I'm assuming that's the reason why these doesn't have any farming info, but I would still love to see them. And then something super cool would be seed mutation. mutating your seeds, like, to be better seeds, not any weird pumpkin, corn mutation things, but same way when you have genes for animals, we would have genes for seeds, and we could get better yield, easier farming conditions. Example that eventually if you manage to manipulate your seed far enough, it doesn't matter where you put your seed, it will still grow. Without water even, if that's where dev wants to go, or mod dev wants to go. Faster growing, more yield. Something like that. It would be very cool. Yet again, like tiny little mini game inside our game. I think would be nice. And then fertilizing to boost your farming even further. Because right now we get shit literally from everywhere. Especially when we are mutating our animals, they will shit even more. Our people are pooing, our kids are pooing, and we are drowning in this shit, literally. So this way we could use that fertilizer, or use that poo as fertilizer, and then we could fertilize our farm, and that way we could also boost a little bit our, example, indoors growing or underground growing if we don't meet those conditions perfectly. Example, growth rate would be still decent even if lighting isn't good enough or something like that. We could help our farming a little bit with the fertilizer in challenging conditions. But that's pretty much all what I have for farming. As I said, farming has been on very good situation ever since we got it in the game. And now with this water and irrigating and these different farming conditions, it's more realistic, definitely, and it adds completely another level for farming. Let me know down below in comments, are you a big fan of new farming, or did you prefer the previous farming? What you would add into farming in the future? What do you think about this video? What do you think about Noble Fates overall? Let me know. And don't forget to leave a like for the video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next update, review, info, mega video, stay awesome as always. Bye bye.